Hey everybody, it's Chad and Hank with the SRCA Drag Strip. I think we're live. Let's see if Facebook's going to work with us here. There we go. I think we're up. Okay, looks like Facebook is starting to cooperate with us. Everything's coming up. As always, questions, comments, throw them up there. We'll sure try to address whatever we can. It is a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. Hank and I are out at the tower. We've got some people jumping on with us already, so that's outstanding. Glad you guys made it in with us. And, oh wow, crowd's building pretty quick already on us, Hank. So, questions and comments, be sure to throw them up there. We will try to catch whatever we can. Sometimes they get to scrolling pretty quick on us, but we're going to do whatever we can. We've got a lot of exciting things happening out here that we're going to bring you today and talk about. So we're going to work through our list of what we need to share with you and try to keep up with any of your questions as we go along. First off, before we get started, I want to mention one thing. The picture I posted up there a little bit ago, our good friend James Stevens, I threw a picture of his drag strip there. They are at the Gators this weekend. I want to give a huge shout out to those guys and wish them luck in the top alcohol dragster class this weekend at the Gator Nationals. So anyway, as you guys have probably noticed, we haven't been able to feed a ton of video here lately. We've been up against a lot of weather, obviously. You know, we went through the same freeze snap that the rest of the country did.
Exactly.
And it was pretty miserable. Corky's on with us. Thanks for being on, Corky. But the last videos we brought you was when we had Rob Parks and Larry Crisp out here.
Correct.
And that was when we were working on the finish. They were practicing, I guess is the best way to put it, on how to get the actual finish down that they wanted to make sure we had the surface we wanted.
That's why we started at the big end. When Larry and Rob showed up, then we made some tweaks to the finish the way they wanted it, and then the last three pours at the shutdown is how the finish will be on the true drag racing surface.
So we got that sorted out,
Yep.
and they worked back to the halfway point at this point, which is where they're at right now.
Right now, we poured 2,100 feet of the shutdown, and that's 65 feet wide. So that ended 150 feet past the finish line. So from there on, 2,100 feet of brand new concrete is already down, and now we have moved to the starting line.
And that's where we're at today.
That's where we're at today.
So that's why we didn't bring you a lot more videos, because they actually worked into January, which was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually a little ahead of schedule, but then we came into the big freeze, and then the wind, the wind actually plays a bigger factor with these guys than like the rain. It's kind of amazing watching them build this track.
And so that's why after Larry Crisp and Rob Parks were here that day, they basically just kept doing the exact same thing we saw that day.
Correct.
Back to the halfway point of the track. So and then obviously we got into the cold, and then obviously this week we talked several times about doing a video this week, and we had 40-mile-an-hour winds for half the week. And I don't know if you guys can see out here behind us, it's a pretty dreary, drizzly day out there today. So don't think we're going to get much today, but obviously we definitely want to bring you some more video here soon. But that kind of gets you up to speed or get you caught up to where we were at the last point, and why there wasn't really any other videos after that, because it was kind of about the same thing for the next 2 or 3 pours after that.
Just wind, yeah, just the wind.
But at least they did work into January and got a little ahead of schedule, which is amazing, because we didn't think we'd get any of January, and we got some in January.
Yeah, we got some in January.
So that gets us up to speed to where we're at today, and we're back at the beginning of the track now, working towards the old stopping point. So as of right now today, we were just talking about it a little bit ago, and I know you guys can't see this because we're up in the tower, not down on the line, but they've started pouring here at the beginning, and the water boxes are poured.
Right. So what we did this week, Amaran Construction came out and shot the bores from the boxes to get to the video conduits to the middle of the track, the conduits to the Christmas tree. All the video sweeps we're putting in now, and all the electrical. Everything will be underground on that. At the starting line, there'll be no cables above the ground like there used to be drop cords and cables.
Oh, nice.
That's all going to be swept up.
So we've got conduit under the starting line for the
Correct.
water, electrical, timing, video.
System.
Nice.
It's all swept along the wall into the center, and then of course then the timing system and the video boxes and electrical we also will put on the outside of the wall, which those sweeps are done. So that's what we did this week with Amaran, was get all that put in. We did cut out 20 feet of the new concrete that was in part of the staging lane that we put in a few years back. And the reason we did that, so there was a very nice transition into the new track. So also this week, the water boxes were poured. That area was poured. It was 16 feet. Of course, we did that for a reason because the lanes are 20 feet wide.
Okay.
The water boxes are 12 feet wide because you don't need a 20-foot wide water box. So that's all been done. So that 16 feet had been poured. It all looks really good. We formed up everything. Well, we didn't. Suki and Sharkey Construction.
And we got Sharky on with us right
They-
now, so
They did all the forming last week, and they wanted to pour a lane on Thursday, and they wanted to pour a lane on Friday, but the wind got to the point where it just wasn't advantageous for them to do that. So everything is framed. The right lane, what I've heard from Sharkey was that lane is to be poured at 7:30 a.m. Monday morning, depending on weather. I don't think the rain bothers us so much as the wind. So that's where we're at right now.
and we were just talking about the water boxes because are poured. We were looking at them, and that whole 65 feet is poured in 5 different sections.
Correct. The 2 water boxes are 12 by 18. That's a special concrete. It was placed in there so they can be removed without any chance of damaging the outside brand new concrete.
Because obviously the water boxes are going to wear.
They wear.
They're going to. It's
They're
just going to
gonna wear,
happen.
and then
So they were designed right now that as they wear, that one section will be able to be removed, re-poured without doing an extra damage. Start tearing out chunks of the track out. That
Correct.
one section will be able to come out by itself and be replaced.
And that's a special mixed concrete. It's super, super hard. We had that mix done, I think it was Sharkey and Suki and Grape and Ready Mix with Aaron Suki. They came up with a kind of a hard mixture for the water box, and it worked out very, very well the last few years. So that's now what's put back in there.
That's right, Joe. Rain go away. That's what we're hoping for. Ellen's on with the Midwest Drag Racing Series. They're looking forward to being here in August. We're super excited about that. We're definitely going to get that. We're going to talk about some of those events coming up here shortly as well. So it's a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah, and it's moving along. It's actually moving along pretty good. It really, really is.
Now we talked about some of the additions that we've made with what Amrine was doing out here as far as when they were boring. You're setting all this stuff up. Obviously, it's all going to be under the track. But video, we've never been able to run video cable
Not
out there.
into the center of the track. Now it's up on the wall. It will be up on the wall and into the center of the track.
So we've got conduit run to put a camera basically right in the middle of the track between the 2
Correct.
lanes.
Correct.
We've got conduit run to be right outside the walls on both sides.
Correct.
So we'll have,
All the power will be run up there the same way.
okay, and all the water.
All the water. The water's actually done.
The water's already done. It's already been run.
That's
so.
finished.
So a lot of additions that, of course, this track's been around for a few days. So.
Yeah. And I've been in contact with Bob Brockmeyer with CompuLink and also Rob Park. We're going to add another beam into the starting line. It's called Guard Beam. It's actually for Pro Mod Competition Eliminator Top Sportsman.
Okay.
So there'll be the 4th beam in the starting line of Great Bend.
So basically, the additions that you're working with all these people, one, when we're running conduit for all this stuff, working with Rob Brockmeyer with CompuLink,
Right.
all this stuff is being set up to be just as good as any drag strip in the country. At this
Yeah,
point.
and we also put in extra conduits into the center lane for any future additions to CompuLink.
Okay.
That will be there for access, so we won't have to do anything different.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we're just thinking ahead.
Which is amazing because obviously a project this big, of this size and this magnitude, and the entire concept of this is for this thing to be here for generations to come.
Correct.
So now's the time to do it, and those are going to be some great additions. It's going to be pretty cool to be able to put a camera out in the middle of the track or
Yeah.
on either sidewall. I mean, all that stuff that all these big tracks have, we're going to be set up and ready to handle it.
Yeah, because that's before, when Racer TV was here, the cables were laying on top of the concrete, and then we had to protect them, and this was the time just to get everything done.
So obviously it's going to be amazing to have this drag strip in Great Bend, Kansas, right in the middle of the country, be as good as anywhere.
I don't see why it wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
yeah, we're going to be set up with a full new track and have all these amenities to run any of this stuff. Additions to the timing systems, additions to video systems. Anybody that pulls in here, no matter what you want to do, we're going to be able to accommodate it.
Yeah, and people are always talking about the timing system. So to let you know on the timing system, the system that we have in place now on the ground, it's abandoned. We're completely just walking away from it. It'll be brand new from the tower all the way to the scoreboard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're starting over.
That's going to be nice. So those are some of the super exciting additions we've been working on. Obviously, planning on pouring Monday.
Monday.
We'll be pouring again. So hopefully, if this rain cooperates and weather clears up, they're going to make a lot of progress.
Yeah, they go pretty quick. Those guys are impressive to watch. They do not mess around, and they know what they're doing.
So they with what they poured the other day, because they poured the water box section separate. So they've got what 240 they're going to pour Monday, hopefully.
I think he said it was like 240 something. It's when the 16 foot was poured at the starting line. They subtract that from the run, so this
Okay.
pour will be a little bit different than from there on.
A little over, somewhere over 250 feet is going to be this next pour.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah. And then how many more feet do we need to go?
Well, we're going to go from where we're at right now. I figured it's 80 to the starting line from the water box, and then we're going to go 150 feet past the finish line. So 1320 plus 150 plus about 80.
Okay.
That's about the distance we have left.
So we've got about 1,800 feet yet. We need
Yeah,
to do.
somewhere in that vicinity.
So we're past the halfway point
We're
of the
past
pour,
halfway. Yeah.
which is amazing
Yeah.
considering we're in March. We got some time in January, so and over the half the track is done. The utility sweeps have all been run.
It's all
Or
finished.
so that's done. The water box report. So basically, it's pour now.
Yeah, now we're just ready to run concrete. Yep.
So
And another addition to the timing system I forgot to mention was we are putting in the mile per hour at the 1,000 foot.
nice. So that's going to be another
That'll be
addition
another
that we've
addition to
got.
the timing system.
So we've got the Midwest Drag Racing Series on with us. We've got our good friend Matt Frost on with us with Rocky Mountain Race Week. So I guess we got any other updates we need to talk about as far as what we're getting ready to do on the track, other than just start pouring now?
Just get it poured, get the walls up, and then Larry Chris from Denver, he wanted to be in to watch the starting lines being poured. Not so sure if that's going to happen now because of the snow happening in Denver.
Yeah,
but
they can keep that too.
Yeah, they can
We,
keep that.
we don't need that out here next week.
Yeah, but once the flat part's poured, then the walls going behind it. They think the guy on the walls is going to go pretty quick, and then of course then the timing system has to be set up, and Rob Brockman and Larry Chris will be involved on that.
So we're rolling,
We're rolling, yeah,
which
we're
is
moving.
outstanding. So now that everything's coming together, we're keeping our fingers crossed. We don't have much weather, and that Suki and Sharky and their guys can get out here and keep rolling on this project. It's going to go pretty quick, and we should be in good shape for this spring. So I guess if we're getting into spring, we got a lot of exciting stuff happening this year.
Yeah, and we do, and even to mention, a lot of the guys are saying, "Are you still going to have ETI and chassis search because of the track construction?" Yes, that is still on date for the 27th of this month, and that will be done rain or shine
27th of March.
of March.
Okay.
Because we do that inside Expo 1. We
Okay.
do that inside.
So
the
chassis cert is still a go on March 27th. It will be inside the building, so it's not going to matter
Nope.
what they're working on. So we're good for that. So if you do need to get chassis cert this year,
Or your ETIs, or you just want to come out and visit, come on out.
so maybe see a few new cars rolling
Yep.
in. And
Yep, we'll do the donuts and the coffees like we do every year and have a good time.
Okay.
Get the year started.
so we got chassis cert coming up in March. Track's rolling. We've got a few races scheduled, hopefully in May.
Our first one's scheduled for the end of May. Of
Okay.
course, that's always tentative, depending on how
Right.
this weather's going to,
But at least it's looking better now than it was before.
Oh yeah.
So we're planning on having some bracket races by the end of May, and then June's going to be really exciting with Matt and Rocky Mountain Race Week coming in.
Yep.
Super excited about that. I plan on doing it. You have to work. You got to be here and run a racetrack. Don't you?
But those guys, those are a great bunch of people. They're really fun to be around, and we hope we give them a good time.
I'm super excited about it. I plan on doing the whole thing this year. It's obviously sold out like about that quick.
It was quick.
But however, if you still want to be involved in it, we've always got Road Week, which you get the whole experience. You get to hang out with us. You get to run the whole route. You get T-shirts. You get entry into all the tracks. You just don't get to go down the track, but you get to hang out all week. You get to ride with everybody, have all the good times, check it all out, and check out all the racing action. If you want to sign up for Road Week, since Race Week is already sold out, or you can always get on the wait list to try to get into Race Week if you do want to run. So you can check out Rocky Mountain Race Week, their website and their Facebook page. And Matt and June are just awesome
Yeah, they're
people.
great people.
They've put together an event. Actually, when it sells out like that, I mean, it's almost like they're doing too good a job. They got quite an event like that you've got people just begging to get into. So, super excited about that, and that's going to be an awesome thing. And starting and stopping here this year,
Correct.
which is just outstanding. It's it's such a great event, and I'm super excited to be able to be part of it, and super excited to have them start and stop here with a brand new facility.
Correct.
We've got another event that we can't tell everybody any details about yet, but we're working on something that's never been seen around here before.
That is correct.
And hopefully we're going to get some details put together on that within the next week or two where we can make an announcement on it. But there's nothing like that that's ever been around here.
Not that I've ever seen.
I think it's going to be a pretty epic deal as well. So hopefully we're going to have some more details to announce on that in a week or two. And that's going to be a really exciting deal. Obviously, the Midwest Drag Racing Association are bringing their Pro Mods in August.
Yep.
Definitely looking forward to that. Pro Mod cars here is going to be awesome
Top
too.
alcohol.
Top
Yep.
alcohol.
That's a pretty good event.
And there's going to be a lot of fast cars there. And Pro Mod is something we don't see here that often.
That is correct. Yeah.
And I personally love Pro Mod.
And I do too.
Because in Pro Mod, and what's so great about Pro Mod, and I know a lot of you guys that are on here are familiar with Pro Mod, but you never know what's going to pull up to the line next in Pro Mod.
And you never know what's going to happen when they go down the track.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, because in Pro Mod, obviously you can run a turbo, you can run a blower, you can run nitrous, you can run whichever one of those you choose.
Yep.
And you never know what it's going to be. I know my buddy's got a 57 Chevy Pro Mod he's planning on being here in August.
Cool.
And you don't know if it's going to be a 57 Chevy, you don't know if it's going to be a Chevelle, you don't know if it's going to be a late model Camaro, you don't know, it may be a Studebaker.
That's correct.
I mean, you never know what's going to pull up. That's what's so great about Pro Mod. You never know what's going to pull up next. You may hear a turbo, you may hear a blower, you may maybe be purging the nitrous. You just don't know. And like you said, they can be a handful.
They can be a handful.
So, which also makes them pretty exciting.
They're fun to watch. Very fun to watch.
So we're really, really jacked about that series coming here. So that's some awesome events. And like I said, Rocky Mountain Race Week's been here before, and it's always a great time. This other event we're working on has never been seen before in the Midwest. We've never had a good Pro Mod series here before. So that's a couple of big events that, Race Week has been here, but it's not always here, so that's exciting. The other ones are going to be pretty much new to have this type of an event here.
Yeah, it's the first time we've had a Midwest Drag Racing series here, and we're really looking forward to having them. I think it's going to be a very good event.
It sounds like I'm really excited about it. We've seen some of our comments. We've got Jared on, Brian on, some other people that are getting really excited. We don't have any big dollar events scheduled yet that I know of. We haven't had anybody step up and want to throw $100,000 out there for a race.
Well, last year we lost a lot of the season to COVID,
right,
and of course track construction.
Yeah.
And so this year our schedule is actually squeezed too because of track construction, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Long
term, it's a good problem to have.
Long term, it's a good problem to have.
So, but we're definitely not opposed. If somebody wants to throw a $50,000 purse out there for a race, we'll sure talk to them.
Oh, absolutely.
But as of right now, Brian, we do not have any of that stuff scheduled. And like I said, not knowing for sure what our schedule was going to consist of this year, just being able to squeeze in some of these other big new cool events, I'm super excited about what it looks like we're going to be able to pull off anyway. And on top of all that, we've still got our divisional race in August.
We still have the Lucas Oil Series, which is very important to this drag strip. We always look forward to the Lucas Oil Series, but also our Summit Bracket Racers. They're the bread and butter to this facility and always have been.
And how many bracket races do you have scheduled at this point?
I think we scheduled 9.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look since the years just kind of muddled together. But the Summit Bracket Series is that series is still priority to this drag strip.
Right.
They are what's made this drag strip.
And we've got as solid a schedule as we could put together this year. When we're rolling the dice on the first part of the year.
When we roll the dice on the first part of the year on the track getting done, we might be running the race the first one in May. We don't know. It might not be painted and pretty, but it's going to be new.
So that's what we're working on there. So we've got a full schedule for what we've had to work with, which is at least looking better than what it has. There's still a lot. There was a ton of unknown a couple months ago.
Correct.
At least we're past the halfway point. We've got water boxes. We've got utilities in, and now it's just time to pour concrete. If this weather cooperates, we're going to be moving pretty good here.
Yep,
so.
get those guys rolling. Looks like Stone has about maybe 600 or so feet of the old track to remove, and then it's all gone. Of course, and that's being crushed and put down as a base, so you'll actually still be running on the old track. It's just going to be 8 inches below new concrete.
And got some of you guys chiming in that are also excited about a lot of these events, and we hope a lot of you guys can make it out here. Whether you're going to race or not, I mean, these are going to be some events that you definitely at least want to come out and spectate
Absolutely.
at, even if you can't race. And even if you're a bracket racer, by all means, look at the schedule. We're definitely going to squeeze in as many bracket races as we possibly can, in between all this. But full walls, we still don't have all the funds to do full walls.
No, but it will be started on. We will go as far as we can. Talking it with an HRA, what we're going to do is the money that we have raised so far, 100%, all the donations that have been given to this club is going to that wall and the timing system. So we're going to go as far as we can with the funds we have raised at that time. And then we will finish off with our old barriers, our removable barriers. Then as we raise funds over time, then we can actually remove pieces of that, and the wall is designed to be added to. And it's already the whole length of all the concrete. The base for a continuous pour wall is there. And then all we have to do is add the additions above surface.
And about where are we at now? Are we at the end of the track?
Actually, I was getting with Aaron Suki on Friday, and we both got busy and couldn't hook up, but him and I are going to get together on Monday at some point.
And run the numbers.
And then run the numbers and say, okay, our goal is to be 150 feet past that finish line,
Okay.
just as our goal,
Okay.
because all the new timing system, everything's going to be on that wall.
Plus, once you hit, obviously, somebody hits the finish line, they're going to be on the binders by then anyway. So at least we have something past the finish line.
You'll
Would be
still,
nice,
you'll still have barriers.
Yeah, we're going to have barrier, but it'd just be nice to
absolutely.
have
We'll
that
still
done.
go all the way to the end, just like before.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's what we're doing.
So, a couple questions popping up. Josh, looking forward to being here at the Lucas Oil Drag Race. Can't wait for you to be here. Andrew's ready for Rocky Mountain Race Week. Daniel, definitely toe down from Iowa. It's going to be an amazing facility. Hope you can make it down. Chip, donations, SRCA Dragstrip. Is it SRCADragstrip.com?
SRCA Dragstrip.
SRCADragstrip.com. There's a button on there to donate. We are 501c3, so all donations are 100% tax deductible because we are a full nonprofit organization. So, any idea on how much money might be needed? No more about that Monday.
Yeah, I mean, when we come through the numbers together last year, between Aaron, Rick Suki, and I, between the timing system and the walls, we were looking around $250,000 in that realm. We have about $114,000 raised now.
So, ideally, we need a little over another $100,000 to be able to just blanket know we have it all done.
They'll be done with it.
Yeah. So that's kind of roughly where we're at right now. Well, like I said, you'll have more details on that Monday after you really sit down.
Sit down, because the price of rebar and
material prices fluctuate
in the wall. Talking to Aaron, he goes, it's actually it's almost went up 60%, and now it's starting to get hard to get. So we're almost in that position now. We're going to have to pre-buy, and that's just something we're going to have to look at.
Muskie, any events for exotic cars? Stay tuned, I guess. We'll see.
Yep, on that one. Yeah. But you talk about exotic cars too. Rocky Mountain Race Week. You've seen some stuff.
That's true. There's been some pretty cool stuff show up on Rocky Mountain Race Week too. There's been more than one people that do some double takes with some stuff that shows up at Rocky Mountain Race Week once in a while too. So there's just so much exciting stuff coming. Our good friend Alan, a local guy on. Glad you're on with us. It's come a long way since he started racing in 01. Yes, it has, Alan. It definitely has. Glad you're on with us. And that's true, and that's something else we want to mention while we're on here. The SRCA Dragstrip is a full volunteer organization. So the guys that are out here making this thing happen are out here on their own time making it work. So that's the other something that's really amazing. You're not going to see it at very many facilities either. These guys do it for the love of the track, the love of the facility, the history of the facility, and the place that this place holds in NHRA and drag racing history, both. There was only one first national event
Only one First National. There's only one First National AHART. We held it in 56.
So yeah,
There's only
and
one.
and that's at the facility that we're sitting in the middle of right now.
Exactly. Yep.
So when you think back that NHRA started in 51, they held their first national event in 55, and here we are, 66 years later.
Almost 80. You figure, well, 55. I don't know. I know how old I am. So almost 70. Oh, well, the NHRA's 70th anniversary this year.
Yeah, and they started in 55, so they're 60. This 66 years ago is when they. 66 years ago, Wally Parks was sitting in California in the winter of 54, 55, planning his trip to Kansas, and here we are 66 years later planning the new facility here.
Correct, and still an HRA facility, and still deal with the same organization.
Yeah, so that's that. You can't go back much further than that.
No,
I mean that's pretty much back to the roots of things.
that's the start.
Jeremy, any Street Outlaw stuff? Nothing this year at this point, and probably not at this point this year. I mean, we're so jam packed on dates, just trying to
Yeah.
squeeze these other events in.
That and shortening the season up just
In a shortened
makes it tough.
season. Something we're definitely not opposed to.
No,
Definitely would look at it for next year. And if anybody has any ideas on that, any organizations want to get involved, by all means, they can always reach out to us. Just right now, we're scrambling to get all this stuff squeezed in on a shortened year the way it is. So
yeah, and the thing, in building this track, it's a very, very big strain on the financials of this club.
yeah,
We had a meeting Thursday, and you're looking at the figures going, it's going to be really. I mean, we hope that everybody supports our new facility and supports this track, because it'll be a tight year financially once we get going. Just the money it's going to take to bring it back to life.
yeah. There's a lot of things going on
a
here,
lot of
and a
things to
lot
do.
of dollars. Russell, can't wait to get here from Minnesota. Can't wait to see you, Russell. Hope you get
Exactly.
down here and run this year. Jeremy, there again, no Prep Kings at this point. Nothing on the radar at this point with that, and probably not this year at this point. But 22 was an open schedule at this
22's an
point.
open schedule now. Yeah.
So anybody that is interested in getting involved with some of that stuff, by all means, that's what we're here for. Reach out to us if any of those series are interested. Anybody's that is involved with those series, by all means, reach out to us and try to get something scheduled for 22. That's looking like we've got a lot of 2022 is going to be an epic year. We got some cool stuff planned for 21,
Right.
and we don't have a lot to work with.
We don't have-
we got a short schedule, we got a construction schedule we're working on, and we've got some epic stuff scheduled. So I can't wait to see what we can put together for 22. It's going to be
It's
amazing.
gonna be fun.
That's kind of about what we had today. You got anything else we missed, Hank? I'm looking through my notes here, and I think we pretty much covered everything we were going to
Trying to get them up to date where we're at now, so they know that we just didn't forget about them. But if you come out, if you're close by and you want to drive out and look at how things are going, by all means, come out and look around. I think it's going really well, and it looks really good.
I'm super excited about the fact that we got to work into January and got a little bit ahead of schedule. Having all those utilities run, having the water boxes poured, to where basically it's form and pour from here.
Yeah, it was. We do want to thank Amaranth Construction for doing what they did.
Absolutely. And those guys are amazing. Glenn and Craig and their whole crews.
Yeah, and watch them hit a flag that's over 100 feet away and they're 2 feet underground and come up and hit that flag dead nose is really impressive.
And not only helping us out with that, I mean, the whole family, huge drag racers, always
Big
been
drag
huge
racers,
supporters
yeah.
of this track. Can't thank them enough for their help. And that's what something else we probably ought to mention. That's what's so great about, and a lot of you guys don't understand this and don't realize this. The crews that are doing this, like we said, Amarines, Glenn, Craig, their families, all big drag racers. Suki Construction, huge car guys.
Yep.
Aaron Suki, Great Bend Ready Mix, big car guys. I've seen that. Aaron's got a 10-second CTSV that I've seen go down this track more than once.
Yep.
So he drives it out and drives it home, and super fast car. The guy, our construction crews, the contractors working on this thing, are all local car guys.
Yeah, and Sharkey Construction, they're taking this construction to heart. They want to make sure that it is
Yeah.
going to be perfect when we're done.
And that's something else you don't find. Obviously, we've got an awesome facility with an awesome history, but we've got contractors who are car guys that have their hearts in the project.
Exactly.
As much as being a construction project, their hearts are in this deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like us sitting here and you guys taking time out of your Saturday morning to hang out with us on a live, they're here for the right reason.
Even
So-
the engineering firm, EBH, and the inspector, Chris, this project means a lot to them. I mean, they're actually excited about doing it.
Yeah, which there again, when everybody's heart's in the project and it's not just a job, it's not just a paycheck, then you know what kind of product you get when you're done.
Yeah, if you're looking for a paycheck, you're not going to be sitting.
And Larry Chris coming out here from Denver.
Larry Chris coming out from Denver, Rob Park coming up. And Larry does it because of the love of the sport.
Yeah.
And he knows how much this track means to us. So Larry's a huge, huge asset to me. I can call or text him at any time, and he will respond.
And I guess something else we probably ought to throw in there real quick before we jump off. We got new equipment this year too. Obviously, we got what do we got? 20-foot lane,
20-foot 1-inch.
20-foot 1-inch lane. So we've had to have a new sprayer built.
We had it's a Larry Chris sprayer. It's the same type of sprayer that they use at every NHRA national net.
Oh wow!
It's actually sitting under the tire now. It has been bought and paid for. Of course, we have the Larry Chris rotator. So as we get, and that's the thing about this track, is all the funds that you guys, when you support us, goes back into this facility. We're always trying to know what is the next upgrade that we can do for our drag racers and for the city of Great Bend, because the city of Great Bend is a very big part of this drag strip.
Right, and that's something else we should mention. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are on here, know this, but this facility is city owned. This is not going to be taken out by a housing complex. It's not going to get encroached on and run out of
I
here.
wouldn't think so after they put in a brand new drag strip. I don't think they would be looking at that.
This is at a city-owned complex that is used for multiple events. There's big buildings out here they do shows in, motocross track, rodeo arena.
Motocross track, yeah.
This is a city-owned event facility, and for what drag strips all the way across the country are up against as cities expand and land gets gobbled up for developments. And there's been a lot of racetracks that have disappeared over the last 20 years that were long-term facilities.
And probably going to be, probably going to see more.
And we're going to see more of it. And we know that. This is at a city-owned event complex. So the future for this facility is very bright, especially compared to what a lot of guys are up against.
Yeah, and if you talk to like Kendall Francis, who's the city administrator, Mayor Coach Schmidt, Christina Haynes with the city, they work with us very, very, very well.
All great people and great supporters of the track.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have done it without those people. So we do appreciate the city of Great Bend for all they do for us.
And it's nice that the city understands that this is an important deal and it works well for all of us.
Yes, that is correct.
And their support means the world to us and what we're trying to do out here too.
So when you come to the drag strip and you support the local businesses in the city of Great Bend, the city of Great Bend sees that. So we just come to our facility, have a great time. We're going to try to keep always adding additions to the drag strip. But right now, this is the big project that has been one of my pets for years, was to figure out how were we going to replace a 60-some-year-old drag strip.
And we're over halfway done with it now.
We're over halfway done with it.
And I think a huge kudos has to go out to Hank for the time he's put into this project. I know how much Hank's put into this project. Hank's got a full-time job, and he's got a full-time job. I mean, that's about what it amounts to, because when you're not at work, you're out here. And that's something else. Anybody that's out here from now on, if you ever see Hank, you need to give Hank a big shout out, because the work that this guy puts into this facility, out of nothing but the love for the facility, like I said, he works 2 full-time jobs and he only gets paid for 1. So we got anybody that's a drag racer, anybody that's a car guy that likes this stuff. This guy right here has put an insane amount of time and effort into making this happen. And like I said, you've got a volunteer crew that runs the races.
And I have a great volunteer crew.
And it's all for the love of the track and for all of us to be able to do what we love to do. So And that's something that you're not going to see anywhere either. So really appreciate that too. And thanks to all you guys for supporting us, jumping on here. Anything else we need to throw in there yet, Hank? Or
Just, we're still trying to do what we're trying to do for the wall, of course.
Right.
Other than that, I think that should have brought everybody up to speed where we're at as of today.
And we'll start doing some more video. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. We'll get you some actual video down on the track. As you can tell, we're in the tower right now. You can see out behind us. I'm sure you can't see much just from the angle that we're at. But we'll definitely try to get you some videos out there walking around sometime this week if the weather breaks and it's dry for a little bit. So definitely stay tuned for more there. If you're on Facebook, we're getting ready to bail off here, but if you are on Facebook, be sure to share this video with any of your racing friends, any of your gearhead friends that might be interested in this. I will post this up on YouTube a little later. It'll probably be tonight. I'll try to get it downloaded and get it up on our YouTube channel as well. So if you have friends who are not on Facebook, don't want to sign up for Facebook, don't want to get involved, don't want to do any of that stuff, we do have a YouTube channel. It is pretty small. We've just got it put together recently, and we've gotten a few videos up on there, so stay tuned. We'll get this up on YouTube. Nobody has to sign up for YouTube. You can just go to YouTube, type in SRCA Drag Strip, and our channel will pop up. And I don't remember how many videos we've got up there, 6, 8, 10 videos right now. I'll try to get this one up there later tonight. And as we put more video out, I always get them up on YouTube as well, so that way anybody can watch them at any point in time.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And you can even go through, you can go through it step by step if you want. I guess you can start at some of our earlier videos.
Back when we started.
Yep.
When we were drawing paint on the old concrete.
Yep. So, it looks like we're pretty much caught up with questions. Looks like we need to have our website guy check the website and make sure everything's up and rolling on there.
Yeah, make sure that's
we will get on that soon here, Chip.
I will do that as soon as we get off.
If we missed your comment, either it didn't feed us, which from time to time that does happen on a live. Sometimes the system will get hung up and not feed all the comments, or sometimes they get to scrolling a little bit if we have a bunch of them coming and we can't catch them all. If we miss somebody, we apologize. We sure try to catch everything that we can. And like I said, be sure to check out the schedule. Stay tuned. Hopefully have another super exciting announcement coming here within the next few weeks. Getting ready for Rocky Mountain Race Week. Even if you don't have a race car, be sure to check out Road Week, an event you absolutely do not want to miss. Super excited about that. It's going to be an awesome time. Pro Mods here this year. Divisional race this year. Check out the Midwest Drag Racing Series, and you can see some of the cars that are going to be here in August. Because, like I said, you just can't help but not love Pro Mods.
I love Pro Mods.
And what else? They're bringing a bunch of stuff in with that deal. Real quick, what else?
They're bringing in. I know they're bringing in Top Alcohol. They're bringing in juniors.
So we're gonna have a nice diverse mix.
Yeah. If you go to their Facebook page, website, and kind of see what their series is about, they do a lot. I mean, it's actually pretty impressive.
So check out Midwest Drag Racing Series. Check out Rocky Mountain Race Week, and hopefully we'll have another announcement here in the near future. And check out the schedule for bracket races. We're still going to get a bunch of those in this year. So. Anything else we got, Hank?
Yeah, I mean, people are still wanting to buy pieces of the track. We're still working on that. I guess the deal on that, Chad, is when the track is finished, whatever is left over, which probably won't be a lot, that's all that's going to be left over.
Because they're using a bunch of it.
We're using,
and if we don't do that, we've got to go buy more base.
Correct. And
so
that's the reason we did that was, number one, it was to save some money.
Right, obviously.
And the city already owned the concrete because it's here. And it is part of the original drag strip, but that is being crushed and then put back in for base.
Okay.
And the base, of course, changes. So I would say almost all of it's going to be put back in, but what's left will be.
So we'll still have some of that out there available at some point.
Yeah. We're just kind of trying to see where everybody's at, so we know how much of the material that we can keep to sell as momentum.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, it looks like we're caught up with comments, unless something didn't get fed. We've pretty much got everything that we can see on our end, so if we missed you, we apologize. With that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up, sign off. As always, thanks for being here, everybody. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your morning to hang out with us, see what's going on. Be sure to let your friends know. Tell them to check us out. Share the video around, kick it around. If they're not on Facebook, be sure to tell them to get on YouTube. And we'll bail off. We'll bring you some more videos here in the near future.
Yep.
Sounds good, everybody. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you stopping by this morning, hanging out with us. We will see you soon on some more videos, some more cool.
I need to find out what's wrong with our link again.